What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we caught the legendary Pokemon Latias in the Dream Yard and finished battling all of the trainers within. Today, we are down here on Route 2 because we got a lot of trainers to fight, a lot of items to grab, as we have with all of these old routes in the former beginner part of Unova. And we're making our way to Accumula Town, which is our next stop, and then we have to head through Route 1 and on to some of the additional routes after the fact. Now, Accumula Town is where I'm going to pull Paula and Challenger back out of the PCs, but for the time being, I'm going to let the rest of my team get a little bit of fighting in here done. Still have a number of episodes before we get through all of this, but I do want to sort of lay some ground rules down, or I guess, maybe not ground rules, that's not the right word. I mean, like, expectations, kind of set what we're going to be doing here in the future. So, obviously, the point right now is to get through Route 2, Accumula Town, Route 1, Route 18, Route 17, and then eventually Nuvema Town, if you know how this entire region is laid out and all the areas we have yet to go to. After all of this is done, then we are going to be going after a couple of the remaining legendaries, not all of them. I said at the beginning when we first encountered the Lake Trio that I really wasn't going to be bothering with them so much. I only fought Uxie just because it was kind of in the way, but I'm not going to really bother too much with the rest. No, we're going to go after two other legendaries that I do care about. Once all is said and done, then, only then, once all of that is done, then we are going to start doing all of our rematches against a lot of some of the strongest trainers in this entire game, all leading up to our final challenge of White Tree Hollow, of course. So that is going to be the last thing we do in this Let's Play, but I just kind of wanted to lay all that out there for anybody who is still confused as to what's left. We still got a little bit of a ways to go, but we're getting close. Now, there are actually two new Pokemon that are available in this area, one of which that can actually be found in the grass is Lickitung. The other one can only be found in hidden grottos, and that is Granbull. Now, there are some other things around here as well that we can go after, and there is actually, this lady right here. What could be the perfect instrument for me? For example, I want a strong impact. An impact as strong as a Pokemon with a tough ability like Solid Rock. So good Pokemon that fit this are like Caracosta or Rhyperior. And that reduces the power of super effective moves. And a Pokemon like that, please show it to me. If you show this to her, you get a Dawnstone, another Dawnstone if you absolutely want it. So that's pretty cool. I'm not really going to bother with it too much, but did want to at least point that out and show you what she actually, or tell you what she actually gives you. There's a few more items around here we're going to be grabbing as we go. A few more trainers to take on. There's only like... I said only like a few trainers. There's actually quite a few trainers in this area that we're going to be going after. And it's a very short route as well. Now, I still have Nibbles with me, and the main reason for that is so that we can actually cut our way through here. So let's take care of that. You are next, Henrietta, I think, who is also going to have a lot of bug Pokemon, just like the youngster we just fought. I think this is Henrietta. Yes, it is. Okay, so because there's another Lass on this route and also another youngster on this route, and they have much less exciting fights than these bug fights. Because at least these bug fights, you know, at least get me somewhere. They're at least enriching in some way. And I think after this fight, too, I will also probably switch off of Johanna. I don't know. We'll see. But at least, you know, bunch of experience for the guy heading into here, especially because we're about to head into an area where he's going to get absolutely no experience because he's going to be going up against a bunch of water types. So this is where I said Kamina was going to be kind of lighting the entire world on fire for a while with Lucky Egg in tow. But I mean, look at how strong the entire team is getting at this point. We're going to be probably pushing level 74, maybe even 75 with everybody by the time we're done with all of these routes, which I think is awesome. I'm going to guess 74. I don't want to get too big for my britches here, especially because certain Pokemon are just kind of languishing at the moment. But we're going to even everybody out through some of the tougher battles as we go through them. I've still been kind of just leaving them all on the back burner. I will admit that some of the ones I refused to challenge at the start of the postgame are now already probably a little bit too easy, given how much I've overleveled past them since starting this postgame, but I think it's fine. I don't think it's the end of the world. So let's just take out your Levani, and I do believe this is the last one. And there we go. Now, luckily, there are actually two really, really difficult fights on this route that we're going to get to go over, so I'm pretty excited for that. And apologies for the cut. Let's continue. Okay, so I want to say, okay, yeah, there is an item over here somewhere. Let's try to grab that. A PP Max. That is very good. I can't wait to spend all of these going into the last portion of the game. Gonna get a Carbos there. Is the last one just kind of right up against the trees here? Or no, it's probably on the other side. All right, down over this way then. I want to go past it. Here in the middle somewhere. There we go. Okay. Definitely going to want that. Now, geez, what do I want to use here? I'm actually going to switch to Farina for this next fight. So let's do that. Put him at the top of the party. And let's do this thing. Okay, this is going to be kind of an interesting one. I don't know how well he's going to do exactly, but we will see. I don't even know if he's good for all of these Pokemon, actually. Well, maybe. We'll find out. Okay, first up is Masquerain. Level 66. Of course, remember, veterans always have much more powerful Pokemon, so keep that in mind. Intimidate, huh? Well, that actually might cause me a few issues here. Can I justify using an X attack? I don't have an X attack. Gosh dang it, I thought I did. Shoot. Well, I'm going to Rock Slide. Let's see if this... Oh, my gosh, of course it missed. See, this is a little concerning, just a tiny bit, because, you know, some decent water damage. I swear Rock Slide has been so inaccurate in this playthrough. For the same accuracy as Heat Wave, by the way. They have the same accuracy. In fact, actually, I think Rock Slide might be slightly more accurate. I want to fact check that, actually, now that I think about it. So, hold on a second. Let me just to appease myself really quickly. 90%. Okay, so it is the same. 90% accuracy. Same accuracy as Heat Wave, and yet Heat Wave has been unstoppably accurate this entire playthrough, and I cannot get Rock Slide to land more than like 60% of the time to save my life. Okay, I'm going to use Earth Power in this situation, because luckily Magnezone does not have Levitate. Even though it seems like it would, just based on its design. And also because we had our attack lowered, but it does have Sturdy, so there is that. Here comes a Flash Cannon. This is going to hurt a fair bit, but I imagine Farina should be able to handle it. There you go. Another Earth Power. And then I'm hoping he throws out his other Pokemon I was waiting to fight with Farina, although I'm going to see if I can even one-shot this thing. And yep, Dragonair. Okay, this is what I was waiting for. So I'm going to Outrage this guy. But I have to imagine I'm not going to be able to knock out the other Pokemon that he's got with my dragon here. So, you know, it's fine. Use that. Yes, okay. Did still one-shot. We got the crit. Okay, that's just wonderful. Rain Stop. Oh, I was hoping it would go for one more turn. I was going to switch to Kamina here. That's fine. I was going to try to get the Thunder off. I'll try to get it off anyway and see if it's good enough here. So, let's do this thing. Okay, I'm just going to hit you with the Thunder, and yeah, all right, didn't even need the rain. I will take it. Still got a number of trainers left on this route to deal with, though, so we'll go over each of them. I think I'm just going to keep Farina at the front of the party for whatever we go up against, because I can't imagine it's going to be too difficult. Okay, here we go. Let's head on over here. This youngster is going to be throwing a bunch of mediocre Pokemon at us and, like, one really strong... Is my Max Repel not active? Are you kidding me? I thought it was still. Well, I guess I never reapplied it, did I? Oh, that makes so much more sense. Well, I'm going to try to avoid doing that at least until after the fight is over. Assuming I can remember to do so. Well, after the fight is over. We will see. Okay, so this fight is... I gotta be honest, it's another pretty boring one. He's got 5 Pokemon, and unlike all the bugs from earlier... Almost none of these are fully evolved. He's got Rattata, Sentret, Zigzagoon, Bidoof, and then finally Watchog. Watchog is the only one that's remotely interesting. I'm just going to blast my way through this fight as quickly as I can. Probably use Outrage on the last couple of them, and then I'll just see you on the other side. And like I said, nothing really to worry about there. Got Farina up to level 72, which is cool. Okay, yeah, I think the kid in the orange cap, this youngster here, is not actually a trainer, but then this lady is. Same story, though. Really boring fight, kind of. You got Pidgey, Hoot Hoot, Tailo, Starly, and then finally Unpheasant. Once again, just going to blast my way through this fight. Just use Rock Slide the entire time. And, again, see you on the other side. And got just short of hitting level 73 with Farina there. So let's talk to you. My Pokemon aren't feeling well, so I'm not walking in the tall grass. So wait, you have 8 badges? Eep, I'm so embarrassed. You already know this stuff. I shouldn't try to show off. I love that it's like they're acknowledging the fact that they're like a beginner trainer. Like, is this kid going to tell me about jumping over ledges? No, what? You know the guy at the ledge on Route 19? He's my rival. I love that. That's adorable. Okay, so I am going to actually use a Max Repel here. I've still got plenty, and I'm probably going to go pick up some more once we get to the next area. But actually, before I jump into this fight, I am going to switch you two around and also switch your held items around. We're going to jump into this fight with Tomoe in the lead. So here we go. And also, I do think I'm actually missing one hidden item around here, possibly, that I probably should see if I can go and get. But, well, I'll worry about it after the fight. Okay, so Wormadam right off the bat. This is a Sandy Cloak Wormadam, though, so it's ground and bug. It does have anticipation, which makes sense, because I have Scald to use against it. Now, not every Pokemon that we're going to be going up against in this fight is going to be good for Tomoe to battle. In fact, really only 2 are going to be a good matchup here. We will see, but the other one is Magcargo, so that's a super easy stick with Tomoe. Now, if they throw out one of the other Pokemon, I might actually just stay on Tomoe and use Hydro Cannon just to brute force it. We will see. But she has another Pokemon where I don't know if I want Tomoe going up against that, at least not without some great difficulty. And there it is, Jump Pluff. All right, we'll switch to... I'll just make it easy. I'll just make it easy and go straight over to Johanna. May as well. Grass and flying type, so I could have used X-Scissor a few times because it's not like Jump Pluff is really all that strong of a Pokemon, but yeah, so I don't want to waste my time here making this fight any longer than it needs to be. So there's that, and then last but not least is Exploud. I'm going to go back to Tomoe for this one. Now, Exploud is actually a deceptively powerful Pokemon. It's got some really darn good base stats. But defenses are not one of them. It's got high HP, but it doesn't have great defenses. So we are going to try to take this thing out. Hyper Voice, that's going to probably hurt a fair bit. It is its special move after all. But hopefully Hydro Cannon is more than enough to knock it out. Funnily enough, in the next generation, Gen 6, it did get a Oh, no way. No way it did survive. I did not think that was going to happen. Okay, anyway, let me max potion here just really quickly because I want Tomoe to get this experience. Anyways, in the next generation, they did give Exploud a very slight boost to special defense, which, still didn't make it that great defensively, but it was at least better in that category than it is in its physical defense category. That's a crit. Thanks. Thanks for taking all of the damage that was going to do, because I'm not faster, right? I mean, I was on the recharge, right? I don't forget. No. I'm not going to chance it. I am slower. Ay. Come on, don't crit here, please. Super annoying. I want Tomoe to get this experience. Please. Oh my gosh, I genuinely thought it was going to be another crit there. That would have been so annoying. Ay. Tomoe, you really need to be faster. I can't believe this Exploud is quicker. Exploud's speed is not even all that good. Base speed of 68 is all. So actually, it's one of its worst statistics. So I don't know why that thing was able to go quicker, but whatever. We're gonna get a max revive here. Is this an Audino? I thought I saw a rustling grass here. I don't know. Whatever. Let's talk to you. Battles between Pokemon trainers, serious players you can't run from. Yeah. Okay, so this boulder actually does lead to an item. There's a calcium right there. I do need strength to actually get to that, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, did I get every item around here? I guess I did. Thought I was missing one more hidden item, but that does not seem to be the case. It's okay, though, because I'm about to head into Accumula Town and get a hold of Paula, who is going to allow me to use strength once again. Now, there are actually a number of items to get in here as well that we're going to have to go after. So I'm going to get myself a max repel out of this trash can here really quickly. There is a bunch of items all over the place here as well. And then the first building right off the bat, I think, is it this guy? Trainers raise Pokemon make trainers strong. It's always been that way and always will. Isn't that a solid thought? No, it's not you. Is it this guy? Let's see. No. I swear it's somebody in here. Could it be this dude? Pokeballs I got long ago. I'm going to have to give them to you. Yes, okay, we get 10 Pokeballs. You don't really need them at this stage in the game, but hey, you can take them. Now, this girl right here. Is it this girl? let's play Pokemon Rock, Paper, Scissors. Here goes. Rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to say fire. Fire is grass type. Grass is weak against fire type, so I lose. Aw, well, I tried. What about you? Which Pokemon did you pick to be your partner at the beginning? Was it Oshawott? Okay, I'll quiz you about Oshawott. Is Oshawott's height 2 feet tall? Actually, I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to assume yes. Nope. Okay, well, then that's a no. Next one is How do I am supposed to know these parts exactly? I guess I'm supposed to study the Pokedex entry. Okay, well, at least I got the weight right that time. But we get a water gem out of it. If you had a Tepig and got the quiz right about that, you get a fire gem, and Snivy gets you the grass gem, obviously. Very, very simple there. So got all that. That's cool. There are more things to be had around here. So let's go. Let's see. I want to go. I'm going to turn that off. I think... Is it this one? Shows Stratton City, often right. Okay, not you. Guess what I know? Pokemon can only know 4 moves at a time. Join Avenue, Pokestar Studios, whatever. Is this building completely uneventful? Pokedex is full of weak Pokemon, strong Pokemon, cool Pokemon, cute Pokemon. At any rate, there sure are lots of Pokemon in there. Moment my lily above my hair, dear. My eyes started watering. I was just so happy somehow. Well, good for you. Oh, this guy's going to give me a Balm Mushroom. I will definitely take that. That's awesome. So there was something in here. I knew it. I am glad that I checked. Okay, we're almost done with this episode. I know, we still got a few more things left to do, but I just want to go through and grab everything I can in here. You know what? I love high places like this and really big things. My favorite Pokemon are big ones too, and by big, you know, is being more than 17 feet tall. Come on, if you have a big Pokemon, show it to me. So this lady, if you show her a very tall Pokemon, she will give you a fluffy tail once per day. Pokemon that are above 17 feet, though, only include as follows: Lugia, Dialga, Pokemon that are not in the generation yet as I'm looking through this list: Milotic, Gyarados, let's see, what else? Giratina, but only in origin form, Rayquaza, Onix, Steelix, those probably be the easiest ones to get your hands on, and that... Oh, and Wailord, of course, and that looks to be about it. So not a lot of options there to get Pokemon taller than that. I would just go grab an Onix or a Steelix, and you're probably good to go in that regard. Now, let's talk to you two. Do you want to listen to my drum? Yes. So now these guys are going to actually add music to the music, which is great. Here, cry with a wonderful melody that might get my imagination going. Do you know about this? A Pokemon called Kricketot has a cry that sounds like an instrument. I'd sure like to hear it sometime. Now, this lady will not... Oh, I think she will actually add the piano... or add to the piano a little bit more, but more importantly, the item that she gives you is actually very good. If you show her a Kricketot, she will then ask you to see a Whismur, and then if you show her both of them, you will get a metronome that boosts the power of moves that are used consecutively by 20%. So I'm not talking about multi-hit moves. I'm talking about moves using the same move over and over again. It boosts the damage slightly after you have used it. So pretty darn cool held item to have, especially if you're focusing on one in particular. Now, there's this lady down here. I'm just going to grab the item in front of her. Wait, it's Fungus. Oh, that's not an item at all. My cute little Fungus looks just like a Pokeball. Well, aren't you hilarious? Now, there is one more person I'm looking for here. Is it this lady? Yes. Hey, if it's all right with you, let's trade. I'll trade you my Ambipom for your Excadrill. So I do not have an Excadrill, but if I did, I could trade and get an Ambipom that is currently holding a Citrus Berry. However, after making that trade, she actually offers you a second trade. If you give her a Hippowdon, she will then offer you an Alakazam in return. And that's actually one of the only ways to get Alakazam legit in this game because, well, you generally need to actually be able to trade to get Alakazam. So you'd actually get your hands on a Kadabra and trade it and then also trade it back. So easy way to actually go around that. Now, unfortunately, I do not have either of those Pokemon, so I'm not going to be able to do so. The last thing I want to draw attention to is this kid here who wants to now see a short Pokemon. Sorry to bother you, but I like low places like this and little tiny things. Tiny Pokemon are the most interesting. I particularly like Pokemon that have a height of 8 inches or less. And there are actually a lot of Pokemon that fit this bill, but just to name a few, I'm going to go over some of them. So we got Joltik, we got Diglett here, we got Natu, we got Azurill, Badoo, Chingling, Shaman in its land form, Tynamo. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm looking through like this entire list. Actually, I think that might be it. Yep, that is it. But that's still a decent number of Pokemon that actually fit that bill. Obviously, Joltik, Badoo, Diglett, those are going to be some of the easiest ones to get your hands on. Actually, well, maybe not even Diglett. Probably just Badoo and Joltik would probably be the best options there. But then, yeah, you can get yourself, from him, a Polka Doll, which is, not too different from a fluffy tail. So there we go. Gonna heal up my Pokemon, make sure that they are all good to go. And then I am going to end this episode by getting Paula out of the PC. And we are going to do a little bit of swapping here. And then we're going to go get that last item before we call this an episode. Okay, and I put both Volcarona and Zoroark back in the PC and got Challenger and Jack back. So we're going to head back to the west side of town, go through the gate really quickly, and we're just going to push this boulder out of the way, and then we can proceed from there. But of course, that is going to be it for this episode. Next episode, guys, we are going to be heading on down to Route 1, and we're going to fight a few trainers over there, go over, I think, like one Pokemon that can be found in that area, and battle a couple of trainers before we start heading off to the west on to Route 17 and 18, respectively. So with all of that said, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2 very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.